Good morning and happy New Year's Eve day. I am excited to come to you this morning. I'm a little later than I thought I would be, but I have my sneak peek for today. And of course, today's Thursday, Technique Thursday. So I also am going to show you a technique today called paper piecing. There's probably other names that you could use, but I think it goes really well with the stamp set from Celebration that I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to highlight that for you today. So I'm going to get right into it. I know your days are probably as busy as mine, and just want to let you know Celebration and the mini catalog are on their way. These catalogs are on their way to you if you are a current customer of mine. And hopefully some of you have gotten them already. I actually sent them myself as opposed to having Stampin' Up! Send them. And I'm hoping that that was a positive move and that, that you guys are getting them a lot quicker than most people. Okay, so I decided I'm going to highlight one of the stamp sets today, and the next, what do we have? 5 more days of sneak peeks, maybe 4 more days of sneak peeks. I will be trying to show you all of the Celebration things and lots of the mini catalog stuff. There is just so much, guys. I don't have everything, of course, but I was able to pre-purchase some of the things and earn some of the Celebration things for free. So the set that I want to show you today is called, yeah. And did I really fail to bring that in here? I did. Oh, wow. Well, you will see it highlighted in all the samples that I show you. And I do have the one stamp from it because we're going to be using that. And it is this corner, it's called Corner, maybe I'll Corner Bouquet. And I can't show you the catalog. Oh, I wish I could. But this is basically, it's got this stamp and then it has a smaller stamp and then it has a little flower and a little branch. And I'm using all of those in my samples, so you'll get to see them all. So I apologize. I grabbed so many things to bring in here and I failed to bring that. Let me just make sure that we are transmitting here before I get too far, because it's really frustrating when you have to redo the whole thing. I would rather take a second to check first. Okay. It looks like we are live and good. Okay. So say hi if you hop on. If you catch it later, I hope that you'll leave a comment and let me know that you're enjoying these sneak peeks, especially if you haven't gotten your catalog yet and you're dying to know what is in it. I'm trying to get that to you. All right. So the card that I want to show you, well, actually, I want to say why I'm showing you this set. Because when I saw this set in the catalog, I was like, ugh, okay. But as you know, as many of you guys know, I'll do that frequently to something until somebody shows me the hidden value in it. And the same thing happened for this. I was just blown away with other demonstrators coming up with really cool ideas with this stamp set. So I want to make sure that you get to experience that same thing with this. And I just need a little shim under here. Let's see. Oh, I did put some paper under there. Because I'm using rubber with my Stamparatus, and this technique really is best with the Stamparatus, and you'll see why in a minute. We have a little squishy mat that goes under here whenever you want to use photopolymer stamps because they're not as high as this is. However, I did find that I do keep a piece of cardboard behind here anyways, just to bring it up so that it's a little more level with the stamp. All rubber stamps, if you use different companies and things, you'll find that they're different heights depending on what for foam they use. So it's good to know that you can just add a shim or take a shim away if you need for that. Okay, so what I did was I cut 3 pieces of paper with I've been pulling this set out a lot. This is from the annual catalog, and it's the So Sentimental stamp set and the coordinating dies. I use these all the time. I love the scallop and the stitched edge around here. just so universal, and I just use them all the time. So that's what I pulled out. I cut them all out with that. So I have crumb cake, I have whisper white, and I have Calypso coral. All right, so what I did was I placed this in the corner, and as you know, I always use the corner. However, this stamp is just a little bit long for that, and it barely makes it. But I'm very fortunate that it does. And so I just positioned that on my first piece, closed the lid, and now it's in position to stamp all of my pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and start stamping with my lightest first. So I'll use the white, and I'm using Flirty Flamingo on that. Excuse me. We'll ink that up real good. Notice that I really need to push down in the center here. And the nice thing is, if it's not complete, like it isn't there, I can stick it back in that corner and I can go ahead and press down. And I might add another shim, even though I did add a piece of cardstock there. I'm just going to stick this under here to bring that paper up to my stamp level, because you can still see there's plenty of ink on here. It's just not transferring because it's not touching down because it's so close to the joint of the machine. Okay, that looks pretty good, but I think I want a little bit more color, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a little. I really want it to be a little darker down here. And I might even just move this magnet. I don't think that's keeping me from touching, but just in case. Sometimes they tend to be, yeah, they tend to lift it up just a little bit. Okay, that looks really good. Finished with that one. I'm not going to wash it because I'm going to terracotta tile, which is just a darker shade of the same basic color. So I ink that really good. And notice I'm tapping it a lot. It's making a lot of noise, but I'm not pressing hard on it because the ink is right at the top of the pad and I don't need to press hard on it. I do need to press good on this though, especially here near the joint. Okay, yep, need a little bit more there. Let me see. Still looks like there's some ink on the stamp, so I'll just press good. And I might just add a little bit more. Might as well do it while you're at it and make sure you've got good coverage. Okay. I'm going to pray that that's going to keep going. I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to keep an eye on this because I do have it playing on my phone. I think I lost you for a minute, but maybe I was able to bring it back without any delay. It looks like it's on, so hopefully there was just a little delay there. So I'm going to clean this now because I'm going to use black. And I'm not going to do that until I know. Yes, okay, it's back on. All right, so I'm sorry for that delay, guys. There was a problem with my, I guess, my internet or something. But hopefully you stuck with me and it looks like it's back. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. Good to see you. All right, so now I'm going to use black on my crumb cake. So many things you have to watch when you're doing these broadcasting things. Goodness. I guess that's why some places have teams of people to watch stuff so that they can see what they're doing. Okay. All right, up in the corner, press this down good. So Linda, I'm showing the this celebration stamp set called Corner Bouquet, I believe it's called. And I have a couple other samples to show, but I'm doing this technique of piecing paper. So I'm stamping 3 different pieces, and then then we'll cut them. And I did find with the black that I definitely inked it several times. Our crumb cake paper is very porous, and so I find that if you want a good image on that, first of all, you could use Stays On ink. That gives a really good look to it. But nice when you're using the Stamparatus that you can go ahead and I don't think I need so much up there on this one because he's really dark already. So I'm just going to wipe a little bit of that color off of there. Just don't want that to be overly dark, and the rest of these, not so much. Now, typically when I'm using my Stamparatus, I'm not pressing this hard, but for this one, for some reason, I think it's just because I usually try to make sure whatever my image is, I cut my paper usually bigger if I'm going to have a big stamp so that I can get away from this hinge. And of course, because of the design on this paper and because everything has to line up perfectly, I wasn't able to do that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. And I'm going to grab my little trimmer. You can use whatever cutter you have. And what I decided was I was going to cut them the bottom at 1 1/4. Let's see, there's 1 1/4. And you just want to be consistent. So decide where your scallops are on that line. Make sure you hold this really good. So that's 1 1/4. And the next one is 1 inch. And that one's a little easier to line up because it's right on the line. You just want to be consistent with each of these pieces as you're cutting them, that you are cutting them at the very same spot. So 1 1/4. You can, if you can see the lines there, you can see that I'm putting that scallop right, just slightly hiding the line, because I really want them to match up when I put the different pieces with different cards. Okay. And I did find with this little cutter, if you have this, that you need to make sure that you press down on that. I do still have a few of these cutters that I'm giving away to new club members for my January to June clubs, 6 month of clubs. And if you want to know more about that, I do have an email that I just sent out recently. I'll be happy to send you. Let me know, and I will forward that information to you. That club is starting very soon, in the next 2 weeks. All right, once again, last cut right on the line. Don't want to screw it up. Okay, there we go. All right, now we have all of these pieces that we're going to make cards with. So we are going to, I'm going to start out with my main one is going to be this white top, and then I'm using this middle piece here, and then I'm using the crumb cake for the bottom. So it's going to look like that. And then you can mix and match the other two pieces however you like. Let's put the white in the middle and this on the bottom. And then, oops, I tried to do that a while ago. I put that the wrong way. So anyways, let me show you one of the finished ones. There you can see what you can do with it. And here is one that I finished. And I did put dimensionals on each piece. I tried to put plenty of dimensionals so that they would look like they were all staying in a layer together. And I added some of our new matte black pearls. And really a simple card, but with all of that work, I have 3 cards now. And I don't have these finished, but I went ahead and thought I would show you what I chose to matte them on. So I chose Petal Pink and Basic Black. So once again, the ink colors were, the lightest was Flirty Flamingo, Terracotta Tile, and then Basic Black or Black Memento. And then the colors of cardstock were Petal Pink and Basic Black. Okay? So I hope that's, hopefully that's a new technique for you and something that you'll want to try. I do want to show you a couple other samples of this set that started to inspire me. This is one that I got in a swap from one of our team, Lori Staley. And she even has a little shimmer on the leaves of the dragonfly that she added there. And I liked that. So I played with that and I did some different colors. I did green and then some yellow flowers and some of our gingham ribbon. And this is one I showed on Monday, I believe, with our new blending brushes. So just a really quick, simple background. But this one I just did today, and I cased this from somebody, and I really like this. This is a piece of our designer paper from our Settles, and it's from our annual catalog. And this little die cut, these two little die cuts here, seems like I've been pulling them out a lot lately, and it is our Ornate Frames dies, and it carried over from 2 years ago, and just has the most beautiful frames. And so I used this one here, and I just cut off the top for the little white tag here. And this stamp is in this corner bouquet set. This is the leaf stamp that I wanted to tell you about. And then these other little flowers here is the other stamp that is in that set. The Hey There Friend that I embossed in white is from our Darling Donkey set that I've shown you, I think, maybe one little tag that I made with this. And I'm going to highlight that on another day. And I'm going to show you coming up, I want to show you some of our designer papers that are just fabulous. I've shown you a few already from our annual catalog, and I have just so much more to show you. I hope that I can do it all in the next 5 days. So I appreciate you joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve day and a wonderful New Year's Day as well, and as we head into this brand new year. All right, take care. Have a good day, and God bless.